Okay, let's get going, shall we? We're actually going to start with a stretch. I sure need it, so. And then we'll get to crafting. Holding the ones that I feel extra. That's a definite. Oh, I feel that one majorly. Probably gonna come back to it. Most definitely. And that one. Just my whole right side today, especially. Whew. And the other side. That feels nice too. Haven't been stretching as much lately. Need to get back into it. So, probably gonna have a couple stretch breaks this stream. Do the other side again, just a bit. Okay. Let's get this Sunday stitching started. To our regular crafting screen. I have just over 6 rows, like 6 rows and this much left until this side is done. The first piece of what will become a pillow, I hope. I believe the pattern is like meant to be a rug. I'm doing it small. Okay, I'm on what, 64? Is that correct? Yes. I'll just have a look and study it. I'm mostly done this row, so oops. Don't want to spill that. Hey, Ranger Kale. You a fellow Southpaw? And do you also crochet by chance? Dang, I turn on this light. It's probably gonna wash me out. But then I can see what I'm doing. I feel like my camera isn't as bright as it normally is. Yes and yes. Awesome. Did you learn to crochet left-handed? Like straight off the bat? Oops. I taught myself to crochet left-handed via YouTube, but recently I've been doing it for 9 years now, not quite 10, 9.5, and only just recently did I decide to challenge myself. But I knit right-handed. I was able to learn to knit right-handed, no problem. But I crocheted long before I ever learned knitting. Because I only learned knitting just like last year, maybe. I made my first hat this year. That was quite something. I've also made a pair of socks. They're not awesome, but I have done it. Very new to knitting, maybe 6 months. Sweet. What do you have any knitting goals? Like things you want to get to knitting? I do. My knitting goals are sweaters and socks. I have two patterns in particular that I really want to do, but I'm not quite there yet. I mean, I jumped the gun and went ahead and made some socks as like one of my early projects, but I can't do color work yet. I don't know how that works. Don't know it yet. I just know like reading patterns, sort of reading charts. Knit sweaters and cardies. I have a cardigan to show you. And anyone, honestly. I love getting to show it off because it is awesome. I am very proud of it. I have crocheted but one cardigan. I finished it end of October, and it came out very well. It's a pattern by the same designer who did this one. This is my fourth pattern of hers now, actually. I can't recommend this lady enough. I love all her stuff. And like, I mean, this one is definitely the most complicated of the ones I've made of hers. But everything she does comes with like very detailed instructions and pictures of the whole thing. And like the first one I ever did of hers, I did the Rosetta blanket, which I can also show in just a second. I have them here, not very far from me. I'm just gonna finish this repeat. We won't finish the round, even though we're close, but I'll finish the repeat and then go grab them. Yeah, the Rosetta actually has left-handed tutorials, both in picture and video format. Well, I don't know if the tutorial is in picture format for left-handed for that one, but there is a left-handed video for that one. That's the thing with like tutorials, right? If like, I mean, they're almost always written for right-handed people, and like, you gotta remember to flip it in your brain when you're working on something. I'm definitely better at that now than I ever used to be. Sometimes, like, for a while, I wasn't good at doing that. Like, I would simply forget that was the way it was. I would just forget that, like, all the tutorials, like, all the stitches were going this direction. It'd mess me up. But now I'm good at, like, looking at it from a backwards point of view. Alright, I finished the repeat. I'd like to grab those things real quick. It's been a while since I've shown them. I have a few projects I can grab. Also, this project claimed a hook. Ooh. It snapped. I was struggling with my yarn too much. It's actually improved with this plastic. And it broke like not even that long ago. Wasn't that long into it that it snapped. I mean, the problem was I kept bending the hook while I was working on it, trying to get into specific stitches. And I would just like bend it back. And doing that enough times, it wears out. All right, I have 3 projects here to show you guys. I guess 4. I can put, actually, I have a bunch of things here. I can also show the socks that I was mentioning. All right, I'm just gonna walk over with a pile of things, plop them on my chair. I hope you're not afraid of spiders. We got this friendly dude right here. I'm gonna switch to this camera so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, move this out of the way for a second. Let's take this sweater off so you can see the cardigan in all its glory. But first, I'll show you, I suppose, the Rosetta, because this is, I'll show you in order of which ones I made as far as this, like, designer's patterns go. So this is the Rosetta blanket, which is a free pattern, by the way. Can't recommend it enough. And here's the bottom. I'm gonna make another one because this one is too warm. This is made with merino wool, and I can't use it. I get too hot. It's like it's like a maybe 5 or 10 minute blanket at a time, and then I can't wear it anymore. It's too much. Even on the coldest of days, like I live in Canada, and it's gotten to minus 40 degrees. That's where the temperatures meet up, and it's still too warm even for that. But I'm gonna make another one, and the next version is going to be also black, but instead of like a cream color, we're actually going to use camping blanket. Someone suggested that once before, but I'd worry about wrecking it, honestly, because like it's merino, it's kind of fuzzy. Camping, I don't know. I'd be worried. But it'd be great for being warm, yes. But the next version is going to be black and a gradient version. And the kind of gradient I'm talking about is this kind of yarn, which is the next blanket I made by that same designer. And this one also much simpler than it looks. This was done with 2 colorways of sheepy's whorls that feed into each other. I used 4 cakes, alternating which cake to use every single round or row, and that way the color change only happens once and more gradually. So you can see the design a little closer. It's this like nice mosaic crochet pattern, and actually very easy, like really easy. I think the hardest part about doing this blanket this way, and I actually didn't really end up having a problem with it, was just making sure you don't tangle your yarn as you're working on it. But otherwise, keeping track of like which cake to switch to every row was of no issue. Didn't even have to think about it, because you change which your cake you're using every single row. So there's no confusion. And now, the cardigan. I finished this in October and was working on it for the better part of the year. I started this one as soon as I finished that gradient blanket, which is actually here on the screen now. But yeah, here's the cardigan. Let's button it up. And I'll show you on the craft cam the detail of the cardigan a little more, just because the buttons go really well with it. We had chat help us decide which buttons to use. I made this cardigan on stream from start to finish, pretty much. Only thing I wish this cardigan had that it doesn't is pockets. It could use some pockets. But otherwise, and I made it a 3/4 length sleeve because it's also a merino. So if it was like full length, it'd be too warm. As well as like, I'm always pushing my sleeves up or rolling them up. So I decided 3/4 length might as well, then I don't have to scrunch up some nice yarn. And it used a little less, which is nice because this is probably the nicest yarn I've ever used for a project. It's well worth it. Not cheap, but well worth it. And yeah, thank you. I took a long time to get it to fit right. It took a lot of trial and error. We actually ended up frogging back a lot of it and then redoing big chunks. Particularly after I finished the colorwork section, once I got to the solid portion, I actually learned that I had to switch down a hook size because it used a different, like, the colorwork is done mostly in, like, I think single crochet and like double crochet laid over top and some chains, and the solid portion is done in half double crochet. My half double crochet is slightly bigger than my single crochet, like in terms of like tension. So in order to get it to not, like, it started flaring out. So in order to fix that, I had to like frog all that back. I got like about this far and then had to undo it and like redo it with a smaller hook so that it was like staying straight. We did the arms, and like I got that first arm I think without any issue, but then when I did the second arm, I had to like again frog back and redo a chunk because the tension just the tension wasn't quite right. Kudos to you for not quitting. Frogging hurts. I am no stranger to frogging. I do not mind doing it. I would rather the project be something I'm happy with than not. And if I'm going to invest as much time as I am into making something like this, I want it to be something like I'm actually going to wear and use. And if I had kept going with like how it was flaring out, I wouldn't have wanted to wear it. It wouldn't have looked as good. I wouldn't have been happy. It would have bothered me. And it's something like I knew I could have fixed. I mean, when it comes to frogging, actually, this project, the Rosetta had a mass chunk of frogging, and that was hard to do because merino, I don't know if you've worked with it, likes to lock up on itself when you frog it. So like, and I didn't want to wreck my yarn because I wanted to still be able to use it, and you can't just yank it, otherwise you stretch it and you either like it breaks or it just stretches out and it's not as good anymore. So I took a darning needle, and every time the stitches caught up, I like picked it apart, and it took I think 3 hours to undo 4 rows, and we did that on stream. It was, and the reason why I did it is because I fucked up a color change. Part of my language, but not really. When I got from this section, like, because it works, like, this blanket is made from the center out first. Like, it's made in stages. So, like, you start with the circle portion and work outwards. And I got to this brick section, and then I think I was just past the brick section. I was on the next section, like right here. I got 4 rows in and realized I did a color change where I shouldn't have. I was supposed to just stay with one color, so it was reversed, and I couldn't deal with that. It wasn't, I couldn't do it because then the colors would have been reversed from what they were supposed to be from that point on, and I both didn't want to like have the wrong amount of yarn because I had a blanket kit for this one. Like I bought the yarn as a kit. Um, and yeah, so I didn't want it to be reversed, and I also didn't want to run out of yarn, so I had to fix it. I just had to. I refused not to. We will leave this sweater on for now. But I am going to unbutton it because it's quite warm. But I will show you the buttons quickly. You love working with merino, but it can be a pain to work with. It's yeah, it's I like it. I do. Okay, let's just switch to the other camera, and I'll show you the detail of the buttons. And I'll just wear the sweater for the rest of the stream. Why not? Well, actually, probably not, because I'll get too warm. I'm already starting to get pretty warm. Already pretty warm. Well, let's show you a little closer detail of the pattern here. So this is by Lila. I can't pronounce her name. Lila Bjorn Crochet. If you type !pattern, it'll pull up the pattern for this, and then from there you can find her other stuff, which, like the Rosetta, is not under her Ravelry page, but it is on her website because it was a Sheepies thing. But just quickly here, the buttons kind of go and match the design a little bit. I was pretty pleased with that. Okay. We're actually gonna get some crochet done today. And the project I'm working on right now, I think is technically supposed to be a rug, but we're making it with crochet thread instead of what it recommends, which does it recommend worsted? I can't remember. Either way, it recommends a much larger hook and yarn. And I like a challenge, so we decided to go with crochet thread, and why not go black? Because, you know, extra challenges. But so because it's so small, like it's not that small. It's a pretty good size. Like holding it up, you know, that's a decent size, and we got a little bit left. So what I've decided is I'm going to turn it into a pillow. That's the hope. So this is just part 1 of this project. We're only through the first side, and like I could just make it like a plain back. Also, here's the back of it. It's striped on one side, on the wrong side, and because it's overlay crochet, you get the design on the front because you're laying stitches over top and below. But yeah, I could just make a plain back to it and have it be like one side, and then have the other side be like just plain black. And I want to make it kind of like a poof style pillow, so there's going to be like a strip around, like, so it's like a centerpiece. But I can't be bothered to make a plain black one. It's too boring. It's too boring. I can't do boring stuff anymore. It would be awful. It'd be such a slog to like crochet a whole circle the same size in just like the same stitch over and over and over again in one color. I can't do it. I can't do it. So it's going to be reversible. I'm gonna do one more of these panels, which I mean, it's definitely extra, but whatever. You know, who cares? I mean, I like the process. I'm a process crafter, so it's fine. That's also why I don't mind frogging things if I have to. Um, yeah, so um, I'm gonna reverse the colors, and it's gonna be like turquoise and black. Um, just opposite, negative of it. And then I don't know what color I'm gonna do like center strip. That part is gonna be a slog no matter what. Because I don't want to have to design my own fancy thing to go with this. That will probably be a slog. But I don't have to make it that big. Just like a slight band around. It's just gonna have to be long to be the whole diameter. But and then the intent is to add a zipper to it. And will there be tassels? No tassels, I don't think. I mean, I could. I guess it kind of depends on like how much yarn is left. But there is a little like kind of frill accent to this pattern around the edge anyway. So that's kind of like tassel-y. Not full on tassels, but tassel-esque. Like a little flare. Okay, we're almost done this round, and then I've got to learn a new one. I've really enjoyed working on this. It's been very engaging. And I haven't messed up too much. I've only had a couple times where I had to go back and fix it. Have you heard the crochet superstition about mistakes in your projects? Oh no, what did I do? I just pulled on it and just undid some. Cool. How much did I undo? Where am I? We're fine. I don't care. Yeah, are you familiar with the crochet superstition about having mistakes in your projects? Like, it's actually considered better to have mistakes in your projects. They say, like, I don't know who they are, but I have heard it been said if you don't make a mistake, like if you don't leave some kind of, little error in your project somewhere, that a piece of your soul gets trapped inside of it. But I say, who cares if my soul is trapped in a bunch of projects? Does that mean I live forever? And then my partner actually came up with something that I love. Dead inside is okay because my crochet is, as you say, on fleek. So yeah, my partner came up with the idea of the stitch lich. Because a lich is a wizard who, like, you know, can't die because their soul is put into something else, right? So I am the stitch lich. I am the crochet wizard who will live on. That's not to say none of my projects have mistakes, but I strive to be that way. You would read the hell out of that as a book? I wish I was some kind of writer. I am not. I am a crafter. But I have plans for some stuff involving Stitch Lich. I have plans. Some stickers that I'm gonna design, or like to anyway. Hopefully over the summer sometime. My favorite thing I came up with in regards to that is make no mistake, I'm a stitchlet. I need to turn that into a sticker. I thought it was clever. I don't think I come up with stuff like that very often. So I'm quite happy when I do. Yeah, I look forward to making, like, I don't know, another set of stickers. I have my emotes as stickers. But I commissioned someone to do my emotes, so a little different than just straight up creating some on my own accord. I mean, I love the emotes stickers. They came out awesome. Couldn't be happier with them, really, honestly. And I'll just get the same kind, like, I'll get them printed from the same company because I know they do, like, they have good stuff. It's worth it. Every single person, not a single one, hasn't commented on how they feel. Man, it's so nice to be back to streaming today. Soon, hopefully soon. I'll be back to a regular schedule. Oh man, I'm so excited for that. I've been so busy. I've been so busy, and it's not done yet, but soon. Just over a month, and things will finally settle down. I'll be in a new space, and I can get back to a regular schedule. I'm so looking forward to that, and getting back to embroidery too. That's the other thing. I want to get back to embroidery. I got stuff I need to get done. I have a few pet portraits I need to do. Pet portraits that need to be stitched. Oh, that'll be nice. Get that done and out of the way. Okay, good. I have my, well, I'm switching to the other color, so I probably will be fine. I doubt that this is gonna last for the end of this, but maybe I'll be surprised. I mean, that would be awesome if I can finish this before I run out of crochet thread, but it's not like I don't have more. I have more. It'll be fine. Like, it's not a problem. It'd just be ideal to not have to use a new one, like on the last row or two. We shall see. Time will tell. Not today, but someday soon. Probably within the week, honestly. Within the week, I expect to finish this pattern. Not this project, but the first iteration of the pattern. Okay. Mark my last stitch. I'm pretty sure that's the last one on this row. Even with all my experience, I still make a habit of marking my first and last stitch of every row or round, because it's just good practice. Then there's no guesswork of like what the first one is, although with this, because you're alternating between colors, you really can see what the first stitch is specifically. But I keep it up anyway. It's just good practice. Anyone who like asks me about crochet and wants to learn, like that's one of my top tips is like use your stitch markers. Just use them. Maybe it'll slow you down just like a second, but it's worth it, trust me. Cuts out a lot of guesswork. Helps you like understand what you're looking at. Okay. Did I switch? No, I didn't. We're gonna be on 65. Change our row counter. Love these things. I kind of want another one just so I can have like two active at the same time. I don't like changing the number if I'm in the middle of a project. I like to dedicate it to that project until it's done. I mean, I could just write down like where I left off if I switch, but who does that? Okay. 65 out of 70. So we've got 6 rows left officially. 6 more to go. And only a couple of them are like switching back and forth. And then it's just like 2 or 3 rows of black to do the border, which would be like pretty simple. Thanks for your lurk, Ranger Kate. Enjoy just hanging out, doing whatever it is you're doing. Appreciate you being here. As always, whether chatting or lurking, I appreciate people just hanging out as I'm crafting. I don't need a busy chat to be having a good time here. I'm here to get work done. That is my priority. Oh, see, this is okay. Let's see. It's this one. Question mark? Yes. This is why I have this extra light right now, because seeing the black stitches, especially when using a 2mm hook, is tough. So I need to see what I'm doing. I don't want to make mistakes in skipping the wrong stitch. Okay, let's see. 1, 2. Let's see. At least there's photos of this, so I know what it is I'm doing. Okay, so this looks like it'll be simple. 2. Oh, that looks too loose. Let's fix that a bit. caught on the other loops behind. Oh my goodness. Let's get back into the swing of this, shall we, please? Thank you. Skip one. And only one. Let's do this so I'm not hopefully leaning into the camera. Do I have a bit of room? A little bit. One single, one front post around the same one, but we do it slightly differently. Come on. And then this time we skipped no stitches, which means we're doing an increase here. Okay. Skip none. One single crochet. Oops, let's not catch the black. We're leaving that behind this round. We'll pick it up again at the next one. Front post at the base of the last one. Skipping one, I think, yes, and then a single crochet, yeah. We just only have the one that we don't skip. Yes, okay, and then there's two. At what point are there two between them? Okay, over that section, I see. Just trying to see where things line up, then it's easier for me to just like power through the round without having to think too hard. Just make sure things are lining up where they're supposed to be. Stitches are very specifically placed, which in some ways makes it easier, because then you can tell if it's not lining up that there's like a mistake somewhere down the line, unless it's an increase that you forget somewhere, like 2 stitches in one. That's where I've messed up a couple times, but we're doing pretty good without, like, in that regard. Okay, skip one, I think, yeah. This is a very straightforward round. It's just making sure I remember where to do the increase, which should hopefully be pretty straightforward as I go around, like, to remember exactly where it is in relation to the rounds that are below me. Then is it 2 here? Yes, because we're 2 above these bits. Okay. I think. Wait, is it 2 above? Hmm. 2, then 1, 1, 1, then 1. Okay, I'm gonna use a marker to denote where the repeat ends. Is it here? No. It's here. So we're doing just like this little chunk between here and here, these 2 stitch markers, all the way around. Making sure I don't mess up where I have to do my increases. So we might need that stitch marker just for reference, but we'll see. May or may not need it. See how much this makes sense as I do it. Okay, so it starts with 2 single crochet. Over top of these bits. Okay, is it here where we skip none? I think it is. Yes. So it's after this bit that's together. And then we don't do it where it's these 2 apart. Okay. I should be able to remember that. Skip none. Do a stitch, and that's our increase. Back around the base of that last one. And then we do skip a stitch behind us. Okay. And is it 2 immediately thereafter? It should be. Yes. Okay, I've got the hang, I think. I think I understand just what it wants me to do without having to reference my pattern repeatedly. That's what I've liked about this pattern, because it's just been making sense to me as I learn each round, like where things line up. I can see exactly like where I'm supposed to be. Not to say I don't have to like learn and that it's, you know, entirely effortless, but it's definitely making sense and makes doing each round like I'm learning it a new one every time, and it's sticking with me as I'm doing it until I have to learn the new one. just replace that knowledge. So we'll see if that helps when I have to do my second part, when I do the other one with the reverse of color. Because we're going to do this as a reversible pillow. Yes, we're here. If I can get into the correct loop. It is. There we go. Skip one. And 2 single crochet again, and we're back at the repeat. Yes. Oops, let's do a double, not a half double. Pulled through one too many loops there. And then this is where we don't skip one, it's an increase. Okay, good. Round down pat. Move things where I can reach them. Finish my coffee, because that should be done. I want to get the last of it. Oh, that's good. I'm gonna miss that coffee shop when I move. I'm gonna miss it. I mean, there's gonna be other good coffee shops near where I'm going, but that's my favorite coffee shop. They do a good one. Am I supposed to skip one here? No. Did I accidentally skip one? No, okay, cool. We're fine, never mind. No issue here. It's my favorite coffee shop, but like, man, is it ever too busy? I don't often like go there just to sit because it's so busy. They got so busy recently, like over the last while, because more people have been like discovering them, I guess, because it's kind of in like a tucked away sort of residential area. They're limiting how long you can actually hang out there now. They're like, please keep your visits to 1 hour or less during the hours of 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Like, what? Because people just stay there like way too long. And there's only so much seating. I mean, I say that, but it's actually quite a bit of seating. It's a large shop. gone there for coffee with fellow streamer Kim for the day. There, but that was before they had the time limit. Now we're going, making progress. Don't need my stitch marker to mark the repeat. I know where I am. Yeah, it's only been an hour. I feel like we could go for a while still. Just good I have the energy to do so right now. Coffee helping, for sure. Let's see how far we get today. Definitely want to get at minimum this round done. I mean, the rounds take a while at this point, so. And sometimes there's light interruptions. Speaking of, like, I'm gonna probably stand up and have a stretch break in just a second. I should. I definitely need it. Oh man, I have not been stretching enough. I am feeling it in a major way today. increases. Let's see here. Can I see this info? Nice. There we go. I have a stretch break in just a second. Yeah, I definitely need it. Slow Sunday. Man, I had a breakfast sandwich this morning. That's normally like fantastic. Less so today. Maybe I'll have like a break soon. 15 minutes. Probably a good idea. But then I'll be back right away. And I get to use my fancy new Be Right Back screen. Yeah, sounds like that's in order. How long is it till the next one? Okay, sweet, yeah. Probably be a good time to do that. Once I finish this repeat. Make that a thing, I think. Yo, Boba, how's it going? Ahoy. Very nice to see you. I wanted to chat to you, actually. I know I always mention wanting to commission you for a piece. I think I'm about ready, because I'm going to be moving into a new space. And I'd like to be able to hang that in the new place. So expect photos coming your way very soon. Whether you have time for it right now or not, that's okay. I don't have a rush on it. But I want to start making things happen in that direction. I would love more of your artwork on my walls. How are you doing, by the way? I hope all is well with you. I've been crazy busy. Crazy busy. But I'm hoping once the move is done, I'll be able to like settle back into some kind of routine again, including streaming regularly again. So I'm excited about that. Also, just the new space. It's going to be a lot of space, which is going to be nice. Going to have a lot of room to work with, which will be great. I'll figure out a new stream setup for like the physical space that I'm in. I look forward to setting that up all shiny and new. Okay, let's have a stretch break, and then I might have a real break, just a quick one. But I'll stretch with you guys first before anything else. Also, Boba, I don't know if you'd have any interest. And if not, like, I take zero offense because I know this is what you do for a living. But if the idea of a trade interests you at all, I am 1,000% down. But regardless, I will gladly pay for you to paint Cleo. I'm excited about it. Like, quite. Ahoy, Sagan! Wow, 26 months. Thank you very much for using that Prime. How you doing? I hope all is well with you. Man, I am sore today. So let's deal with that, shall we? And stretch. Stretch it out. Surviving. I mean, I hear you. I've been relatively good, but also, like, so busy that I've had no time to rest, and it's catching up with me in a big way. I'm hurting all over just from, like, constantly going. All right, let's look closer at this. The lighting. There we go. We're a good chunk through. This round, I mean, already. Okay, we're gonna stand up and stretch, and then I'm gonna have a quick break. But first, stretching. Something we need to do. I was saying earlier, I had a sandwich today, Sagan. What was normally like one of the best sandwiches I've ever had. It wasn't today. It was like a breakfast sandwich. And normally the egg, it has an egg on it. And normally the egg has like still kind of runny yolk. And today it was a little overcooked. And it honestly wasn't as good because of it. It was too bad. I was really looking forward to it. Oh well. I was still good. Like, I'm not complaining altogether, but it wasn't what I was expecting or hoping for in the same way. Too bad. Yeah, I'm gonna take a small break. 15 minutes or less. Probably less. And then I'll be back and work for another while longer still, because I miss being here, so I want to have a decent stream. Or have a good one today. Whoa, that was a crack. I don't know if you heard that. Not sure if it came through. Oof. I feel that though. Okay, there we go. This is what I'm gonna really feel. It's my right leg. It's just like problematic today. Oh, I feel that. I'm definitely gonna feel the next one too, I'm sure. Okay, next. Yep. Feel that like all through the front of my leg. In a major way. And the other side. Well, I really feel that one too, more than I thought I would. Okay, there we go. That was a good stretch. Okay, I'm gonna set a timer so I'm no longer than 15 minutes at most. I don't think I'll be that long though. If you guys want to wait around, that's super awesome of you guys, of everybody. But no worries if not, I totally get it. Absolutely get it. But I'm gonna go ahead and set my timer just a second here. Okay, let me just pull this up. Set my timer. Okay, so yeah, I will be right back. And if you guys want to wait, fantastic. I love it. But no worries. Maybe I'll catch you later. Okay, be right back. Let's move some things over a little bit. Let's have him hang out. Why don't we? Okay, timer starting now. Okay, I am back with a couple minutes to spare. Just 1 second and I'll switch on over again. Thank you so much for waiting, everyone. Appreciate it immensely. Thanks for waiting. Said I wasn't going to be very long, and we're going to get back to this now. Here, actually, I'm going to put one thing away off my desk because I don't need quite as much stuff here as there is, which is a lot. Ugh. Of course, I bashed my knee on my way over, as is the way of things. I'm always walking into stuff. Constant. Hey, Sagan? Alright. Get back to this. Rearrange some things. Pretty close. We have 6 rows left. Less than now. 5 3/4. 5 2/3. Something like that. I don't know. Not a ton. It's not being finished today, but we're definitely getting a good chunk closer. Like quite a good chunk closer, so. Not long now. I think this week. I should finish this project without issue within the week. Restart what? This thing? Not. Not this one. This one has been like not restarted, I don't think. Did I restart this one? I've had to like undo a couple rows throughout. Like I've backtracked a little bit, but not like a ton throughout this. No, that was the Rosetta. You're thinking of the Rosetta. I don't think that was this one. I'm pretty sure that was, yeah, that was the Rosetta. And the hat. I also had a hat that I knit, like that was a knitted hat. My first knit hat. I had to restart 3 times. 3rd time was the charm. Because it wasn't like it wasn't the right size. It wasn't that it was laying flat or anything. It was just wasn't the right size for the recipient. Yeah, I think you're probably thinking of the hat because that would have been the most recent thing that I've had to restart 3 times over. I wish I could show you, but I don't have it on hand. Circles, whatever. I mean, yeah. Come see, come saw. Same thing, right? Same diff. It's all thread, right? All fiber. Man, if I could just like power through the rest of this today. I mean, that ain't happening. I'm not feel like my leg hurts too much to sit here for that length of time today. I should not. But I did have a good stretch during my break and before my break and at the start of stream. So like I don't have to stop yet, but I definitely can't just be like sitting in this chair all day, unfortunately, as much as I want to just crochet the day away. Ugh, my eye is bothering me as well. I mean, I mostly know why that is. Ugh, what a start to my morning. Like the very first thing that happened this morning, I wake up. My partner's cat is like standing over me. And then he shakes his head and like something went directly into my eye. And it's been bothering me since. Oh, it was awful. And like, I'm not talking a piece of fur either. And like, he's shedding like crazy right now. Oh my god. There's hair everywhere. There's fur on everything. It was, my eyes still bugging me, like every time I blink. I feel something is not right. Dang, Joey, did you have to do that? He stands directly over my face and looms in the morning. Just like, it's a lot. It's a lot some days. Alright, he's a great cat, don't get me wrong, but like, some personal space would be nice in the morning. I'm so excited to have all my stuff in one space again. Oh man. It's gonna be nice. Soon we will get back to some semblance of routine. It's gonna be nice. I get some commissions out of the way. Because it's about time. I get the sense Snake has very similar fur to Joey. Like, it's just like kind of wiry, thick, pokey when it sheds, and like just like a lot of undercoat, I'm guessing. No? Like, I'm not saying it's not soft. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not soft. I'm just saying when it sheds in particular. Or is his like fine fur? Joey is like very thick fur. He's soft, but when he sheds, it's something else. Huh? You're lucky. I mean, that's how Cleo's fur is like. Her fur is just fine and floaty. It's everywhere. But it's not like, it doesn't poke at you. It's not coarse. And so it's easier to deal with. Other than the fact that it kind of like hangs in the air differently. It hangs in the air way longer. Just kind of floating on the drafts around the house. Winding up in all sorts of places. I gave her a churu today. No, not today. Yesterday and the day before. I need to give her one today. She loves them. And she's 20 now, so like, I want to give her treats. She deserves it. Not over treating her, obviously. You know, she's gotta stay. Like, I don't want to, you know, her to be suddenly very unhealthy in her old age. No. But she definitely deserves a treat now and then. While I still can. Yeah, she loves those. I don't know if you've seen them, if you're familiar. True, like, like they're like a almost like a ice cream or yogurt kind of texture for cats. It's like a little tube of whatever flavor, and oh man, she loves it. Just gotta give it to her slowly. Hmm. I mean, you probably won't see it in like just like a grocery store, but if you ever go into like a dedicated pet store, they usually have them. They're pretty popular. If I send any care packages your way in the next while, I'll have to send a thing for Snake. Unless he can't have it because of a prescription diet. That would be a shame. Joey can't have treats because he's on a prescription diet too. But like, strict. Nothing but. It's a shame. Oh well. I'd love to give him treats too, but he can't have them. Thankfully, he eats his food, and he's also not like super food motivated, so like he doesn't go nuts over smelling like our food, for example, which is good. Occasional treat is fine. His problem is urinary crystals build up. Okay, yeah. Gotcha. I remember now. That's not too uncommon for cats. Does he drink enough water? I mean, sometimes you don't have control over, like, you know, how much they intake, but yes, there are things you can do to help. But Cleo drinks a ton of water. She is well hydrated, and she also gets wet and dry food, so. Bowl down there and upstairs, but honestly, he gets most of it from his wet food. Well, and his water dish is not like beside his food bowl, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you know this. Yeah. Yeah, Cleo's done that with her food too. Just like lapping up the moisture and then sometimes finishing it later, sometimes not if she's being extra picky that day. But she just like inhales the Churu Pops. Lately, he's been into you sprinkling some of his dry food on top of his wet. Like a mix of texture. Cleo enjoys both like dry and wet food. She actively eats both of them and chooses which she prefers at any given time. But she has access to both. Like consistent access to dry food, but only wet food a few times a day. Although as she's gotten older, it's kind of like in her age now, because she's 20. Like that's old for a cat, and she's also lost a little bit of weight in the last bit. Not because she's not eating; it's just she's old and she's not moving around as much. So, um, but she still has a pretty healthy appetite for the most part, most days. And so, like, when she gets up and asks for food, she gets it. If she wants wet food and there's none in her dish, she'll get a bit. Not a ton, but Kitty deserves it at this point. She has lived a long one. And who knows how much longer. So, senior perks. She can drink. Well, I mean, she'd be able to drink in my province. Drinking age is 18 here. But yes, she could drink anywhere. Where is she not a cat? Yeah, legal age is 18 here. Not that I really drink anyway myself. I had a drink the other day. I was celebrating. It was good. A lemon lavender cider. I still have what, 5 more of them? Not with me at the moment. I wish I did actually. No, it's not. Not all of Canada is the same. Some provinces are 19. In some provinces it's 19, some it's 18. It depends where you are. Don't ask me which province is what. I don't actually know. I think like maybe I'm wrong, but I think Ontario is 19, as is BC, but maybe I'm wrong. But yeah, it really depends what province you are. Some are 19, some are 18. Why the difference, I do not know. It's just provincial. So like you'll get people in other provinces where it's 19, like traveling to another province where it's 18 for their birthdays so they can go drink. That's the thing that happens. Oh, we're making great progress on this round. Going at a good pace. Quite nice. I have a drink that I should open and start having. It's been sitting here this whole time and I haven't touched it. I picked it up this morning with my breakfast sandwich with the intent to have it later today. Just a soda, nothing. But it's a fancy soda.